Hey, welcome to the BBC, The Daily Show. Today's topic is farming. Here we are with Vicente Estefano. He's going to introduce us about farming. Hello. Why can we say that farming is a system?
Well, we can mainly say that farming is a system because it is divided into three processes. Inputs, then the process, and the outputs that farming brings. When we talk about inputs, we are generally talking about what goes into the system. This could be either physical or human. When we talk about physical inputs, mainly we talk about the climate, the soils of the farm conditions, and when we talk about humans, would be the seeds we cultivate, the machinery we need to use, the capital it provides, or then we need to cultivate our land, and the labor it brings. When we talk about process, mainly what we are talking about the process is which turns into the output. The cultivation is the process, or is the process in farming. And the third and the last period, as I just told you, is the outputs. When we are talking about the outputs, we are talking about the end of the product then from farming. These are the crops, or could be crops or animal products. When we talk animal products, would be from the cows, for example, would be the meat, the milk, and the skins that they provide. Principally, the outputs need to grow due to the increase of population. We need more and more outputs. That's why, and I will talk about you later. Farming technology and investments improved a lot during these years because we need to supply more and more population each year.
Can you give us some examples?
Yes, an example of an import would be could be a truck, the seeds, the rent, and the garment contract. When we talk about the process, I told you the cultivation, and the outputs would be could be milk, meat that comes from the animals, and the money that farming provides you, and butter, the cheese, and then it goes on the industrialization after all the outputs that farming brings to us.
Welcome to the Daily Show. Welcome back. Here we are with Vicente Estefano again, and he's going to talk about farming techniques. So Vicente, tell us, how many agricultural techniques are there?
So there are many agricultural techniques, but we can easily talk about 5 principal agricultural techniques which include irrigation, chemicals, the mechanization, capital, and the high yielding of variety seeds. When we talk about irrigation, we usually talk about the provision of a supply of water that comes from a river, from a lake, or underground sources to farmland. This water is typically sent by canals to a farm. This water supplies, the farmers take the water from lakes, and they make like I'm trying to explain you in a clear way. For example, a farmer has a lake nearby, no, and the farmer needs the water to grow his crops. So the farmer must make a canal all through the lake in order to have water supply for his crops.
What about chemicals?
Well, chemicals are made to suit every farming needs. When I mean to suit, I mean about they are useful and they are convenient for farming needs. There are natural shortages of one more essential nutrients in a soil can be composed by adding inorganic fertilizers. crop-eating insects and animals can be destroyed by using pesticides, and weeds, which would be the bacteria, can be killed by using herbicides. In the past, this process, neither pesticides nor herbicides didn't exist. So it was more difficult to plant, and the benefits were much less because these insects would eat in some way all the crops.
Tell me about mechanization.
Well, nowadays mechanizations allowed farming on a large scale. Plastic doesn't exist anymore. Plastic was used before, after harvest. Farmers used to plough all the terrain in order to plant the seeds again. But now, as the mechanization and all the technology improve, it is known that the ploughing causes soil erosion, so it is replaced by direct cultivation. By adding fertilizers, planting seeds, curing insects, and harvesting using tractors and combines are much more convenient than using primitive or hard labor tools. It is not the same to harvest your farm on the newest harvester than on the newest combine than planting you with a horse or with a bull. And because it is much more easier, it benefits much more the farmers because you can take advantage of the product, and they are realized in much less time.
Why is capital vital for farming?
Capital is needed for everything in our lives. Nothing comes free. Nothing. In farming, I will try to centralize in farming. We need one capital for live, for example. But when we are talking about farming, high capital money is need to clear, for example, forests, drain land and irrigate crops, build state roads and houses and schools for the workers, so they can send their children to their school while they are working. They by machines, seeds, fertilizers, and you need to buy these machines, which cost a lot. Fertilizers and herbicides, and all the process is needed in order to harvest. In some countries, as this costs a lot of money, for example, in the United States, the government what tries is to help the farmers in order to have more opportunities to buy their machinery. For example, if you do not have money for buying a combine, the government would pay the half of the combine for you, so you can obtain the new machinery. You will get better benefits, and then with certain quotas you can pay it back to the state. This do not happen in countries such as in Argentina, because the government does not have money or intention to realize this. Money is also important to set up and operate packing and processing fertilizer, as I said. And I think that the main one is that the money is principal to pay the large number of workers you need. You need workers even to look for the animals. You need workers to harvest. You need workers to cultivate. So they are paid. You have to pay them monthly. So with the money you incur during the harvest, you must pay throughout all the year these workers provides you the money.
So, why did the Green Revolution happen?
Well, principally the Green Revolution would be a meaning. The Green Revolution happened due to the high yielding variety of seed. New varieties of maize, wheat, rice were developed, leading this Green Revolution. They have been responsible for spectacular increases in food outputs, and also in agriculture. During the Green Revolution, we can easily say that was invented the crop rotation. The crop rotation, we talk about crop rotation, it's very simple to talk about that the crops, we must rotate the crops every certain amount of years because the land exhausted is like is exhausted of the same crop every year. So if you have in your farm you cannot always plant rice or soy. You must rotate these seeds in order to have more profit and to care of your land, which is principal for farming.
Okay, that was about it. Thank you very much, Vicente, for coming here.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back after a short break. Thank you.